going on, family? Welcome back to Israel's Movie Reviews. And I'm so happy you tuned in for this episode because, boy, I usually don't give 10s out, but this movie that I'm about to detail is definitely a 10 out of 10. I haven't seen a movie like this probably ever, or in a very long time, just in general. This movie's called The Covenant. It's in the theaters right now. Stars Jake Gyllenhaal. It's a Guy Ritchie film. And we're going to start off by saying, Jesus Christ, this movie starts off as an epic war film. You know, this is the tale of two movies in one. When you talk about a commitment, when you talk about a pledge, when you talk about a bond, brotherhood, and seriousness, this movie is one of those movies you have to really tip your hat on. And because it's based in real facts, it's based in the real world. Kudos to those who are overseas. Kudos to those who continue to, basically because of you guys, we're free. You know, whether you're in the Army, Navy, Marines, Air Force, we salute you. Love you all, just for making our life easier. And this movie basically sheds the light. I can't say enough about this film. You know, Guy Ritchie's The Covenant. It's not only a great film, it's just a feel-good movie. You leave here, and I shed a few tears just watching it not that long ago. This is a great movie with an interesting story on a very, very important subject matter. It has some intense action scenes, obviously, towards the beginning of the film, and many moments of suspense that leave you breathless, that leave you speechless, that leave you wondering, damn, this is the shit that really happens. And it really does. But you start to question yourself deep down inside. Would I do what Jason Gyllenhaal's character does? And most of us, honestly, the answer is no. You know, not all of us have those balls of brass, or even just that inner being that's just so great that you need to go out there and save an individual in the circumstances that this guy is in. You know, the subject matter here is second to none. The music in this film, I'm gonna start off by saying, is fantastic. It's very elevating. It elevates every scene. The music is on point. And I'm not talking about regular music. There's just on point music here. When you see the movie, you're gonna think of me. You're gonna know exactly what I'm talking about. Now, there's 3 movies I noticed that have great musical scores by this composer, which his name is Christopher Benstein, along with Wrath of Man, that Jason Statham was in, and Operation Fortune, which isn't a film that I'm gonna review. I thought it was bad, but I am a Guy Ritchie fan. But boy, go back to those films and see the score. Just the score alone is worth watching the film. Jake Gyllenhaal, to me, gave his best performance of all time. This is one of his greatest performances. But if you're a Jake Gyllenhaal fan like I am, you this is his usual. You know, he's awesome in everything he touches. The surprise standout to me was, you know, Dar Salim. Oh my God, this man did a great job of getting me invested, not only in his character, but his well-being. You know what I mean? His character is so real and so grounded. You come out wanting to serve. Honestly, I came out this movie like, God damn, what am I doing? Like, I need to go and make a difference in the world. And, you know, all of us make a difference in different ways, but this movie really sheds light on what really happens out there and the reason that we're free up to this point, right? And, you know, Anthony Starr, you know, who is obviously a standout in Banshee. He's currently in Boys, he's awesome in his roles. I wish he had a bigger role in this film, but it was really, really good to see him have scenes with Gyllenhaal's character, because they're caliber scenes. He's such a great actor, and I continue to wait for him to get a major movie role because this man has extreme talent. He shows it in this film, and I was impressed. You know, I'm impressed with the subject matter covered in this film. Just in general, it's touching. It's so sad. It needs to be addressed. It's not the first time the American government has broken promises or shirked responsibilities, resulting in these catastrophic outcomes for the people who put their life and trust in them. And I'm not knocking the government completely, but that's just the life we live, right? Some people will immediately call you unpatriotic for bringing this up, but wrong is wrong, right? Bad is bad, regardless of what side you are, Democrat, Republic, who gives a fuck at this point, right? But back to the film, right? This is not a political dab or anything like that. This movie is just simply gripping, you know. This is a straight-faced turn from Guy Ritchie, man. The pacing is certainly very unorthodox, as the whole runtime to me was dedicated for that setup for that final act. So worth it, you know. But all of it to me was thoroughly investing time in the film, and it's just a stellar film. You know what I'm saying? Like I mentioned before, the first hour of this film alone was not only great, but it was just this great. It was just this great war action piece film. It could have ended in that hour, but I would have been fully satisfied with just that hour, honestly, because it impressed and it entertained me so thoroughly. Then we get the bonus last hour of a separate recon and rescue mission, mostly undertaken by one man, one soldier, one veteran. Another epic film on its own. And that stood out for a 2-hour film, to combine two different stories, and not really much different stories, but to combine these two things and make them both epic and make you feel some kind of way. That says a lot. Combining both stories, and you got a flawless film from both aspects, and that's very timely in this film. And it hits home with a reality check on a bond that you might have with your wife, your father, your grandfather, a brother, sister, a pledge, a commitment you make to one another. And this movie shows you literally what that is. From the stellar directing to the perfect screenwriting, this movie has excellent cinematography, spot on score, like I mentioned before, stellar cast. I don't know who the hell casted this film, but they did justice. This movie had standout outstanding performances by everyone, especially Jake Gyllenhaal and Dar Salim. I think if they should definitely get awards for this film. Honestly, the running time, the pacing were perfect. I actually wanted more. You know, the 2 hours were just pure adrenaline. As the remarkable and highly emotional journey unfolds, you just had me invested. This film had everything and more that you want, and even some surprising funny moments, these laugh out loud moments. He says, I like what you did with your hair. And it's just funny, because those moments come when you really need some humor, because the movie's so serious in many ways. And Guy Ritchie, man, you gotta praise this guy. This is a Guy Ritchie film. Sheer brilliance from every way you look at it, from every angle. He's an amazing director, and this is an epic film. I gave this movie a perfect 10 out of 10, and it's rare. If you've been following me, I really don't give 10 out of 10s. I really don't give bad grades in general, but this movie was a 10 out of 10. This one would be, I think, in my all-time list. I'm not even thinking it is. It's just gonna be collected there, and this movie is just gonna have you hooked. You know, this is one of those movies that you cannot see by yourself, man. You gotta go with somebody. You know, it's there. This is one of those movies that you cannot not see. You understand what I'm saying? It's just crazy. You know, I can't even explain the cinematic masterpiece this movie is. Powerful storytelling. This is a movie that you want to be in as an actor. This is a movie that you want to be in if you're writing something. Exceptional performances, like I said, and I'm hoping it receives an Oscar nod. You know, he does it again. You know what I mean? It's a testament to filmmakers and their skill that they're able to create such a powerful story. And when you combine a really good director with a really good actors in this film, they're going to deliver strong performances as expected. But the real surprise of this film is Dar Salim. If you're going to go to this film, just really enjoy his character. He manages to draw you in as an audience member, and he makes you love him. You know, the movie's based on that heartbreaking true story that sheds light on consequences and broken promises, and obviously, like I mentioned before, the failure of the government to uphold certain standards and certain things and certain morals. But go check out this film. 10 out of 10. Just remember, I told you here first. 10 out of 10. All right. Let me know what you think on the Discord when you do see this movie. Hit me up ASAP. Thank you for watching. To the next one. Peace.